Speaking of Giga versus Calvin, I've got a funny story to bring to you, and it's almost a commentary on the average MMA fan these days. It's funny. Back on Tuesday, before the fight happened, last Tuesday, almost a week ago at this point, a week ago by the time you're seeing this probably, there was the UFC released a video, Giga's signature moves, and then they talked about the Giga kick to the liver and so on and so forth. They went through all his moves, and I'm a fan of Giga, so I left a comment to help the algorithm out a little bit, to help my guy Giga out. I'm like, I love Giga. I love the Giga kick. Something akin to that. Something just not looking for a response, not looking for a discussion, just saying, boom, putting in the comments, I love Giga. Some jackwagon commented on it with the usual negativity that you'll see from somebody who's a rat, a roach, the typical, oh, that's just a switch kick to the liver. There's nothing special about the Giga kick, man. You're hyping up because the usual bullshit. Okay, and so somebody commented on my comment, responded to my comment with that negativity, and I was like, I commented on his comment. I responded to him with, you sound like a fun and normal person, obviously being sarcastic, because that's the type of people we deal with, unfortunately, in the MMA community. Know-it-alls, people who want to seem smarter than they actually are, people who are inherently disrespectful and don't train, and who are just rude. It comes down to they're just rude and they have no perspective. So I decided to call him on that, and that happened Tuesday last week. Nothing crazy. As an average, it happened on Tuesday, quite literally the average Tuesday for me. Believe me, I'm used to stuff like this. And the Calvin versus Giga fight's happening, and so that's on a Saturday. The whole spiel happened on Tuesday. It's now Saturday at like 11:30. It's late at night, maybe 11 o'clock, 10:30. You get the point. It's late at night. The fight's still going on. It's the fourth round, and what do I see on my phone in the break between rounds? But this dude, this jackwagon, he comments on my comment in a response during the fight. The fight's not even over. We're in the fourth round. We're in the championship rounds, and he responds to the effect of, "Told you Giga was shit," and then the Georgian flag emoji, and then the smiling poop emoji. So to break it down for you, this absolute roach, this lowlife, commented on my comment during the fight, meaning he had to go to the UFC YouTube channel, scroll down because they post videos almost too much during the fight day, during the fight time. So he had to scroll through, look for the video that I commented on, go to the comments, find the video, find my comment in the comment section, open up the comments, find my comment that he responded to, find all that, and then mid-fight, while the fight's still going on, we're just entering the fourth round, he responds in such a rude and disrespectful way to me. And to this I bring, and I responded to that probably a little too harshly, said some choice words that I shouldn't have said, and said some things that probably didn't even make it on the comments thing because the YouTube algorithm and the word choice probably got it pulled right from the beginning. But just going to that, the amount of disrespect that Giga got after his loss in his fight with Calvin is rather disgusting to me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just how I view things in the MMA world and fighting in general. But to see and to check Instagram the next day, which is why it's taken me so long to make this video, because it absolutely disgusts me, and I hate talking about it. But to see the memes of Giga losing kind of gross me out a little bit, and they should for you too, if you're a normal person. To see a man who went through a 5-round war, 25 minutes of battle, and it's easy to hear that and gloss over it and say, oh yeah, that happens every weekend and all. to see the war that they went through, the shots eaten, the shots taken, and the shots responded in spite of the shots that were taken, is truly astounding and truly commemorative to both Giga and Calvin, that they were both able to take the shots that they received and give back. It's something that should be applauded and cheered. And we've already got a Fight of the Year contender with the first main event of the year. But to see some of the memes where it's after the fight, it's in the hospital, Giga's face is cut up, he's got 3 big cuts on him. You can tell it hurts. There's a lot of blood. Even if not in the picture, you could tell at the time there's a lot of blood. There's a lot of damage. There's just a lot of pain in general. More pain than you or I will ever go through. I mean, it's one thing to smash your hand in a car door or to do this or that, but to get vicious elbows from Kattar and to go out there in spite of it, to go 25 minutes of battling time. Like, I can't even hit the bag for 25 minutes, and I know you can hit it for less than that. There's no way most people watching this can go for 25 minutes on the bag, let alone getting hit with shots from an experienced, technical, and deadly dangerous striker in Kattar. To go through that and to survive, make it to the decision, go to the hospital, and to have these roaches make fun of you and make memes like that I saw on Instagram prominently was Giga's cut up face, his battle worn face, and people saying POV, you just talked a lot of shit about how you should get the next title shot and you got 50-45 or 50-44 or whatever, is rather disgusting. Like, it's an issue with our society in general, but particularly I've noticed with MMA fans is the lack of perspective, and it disgusts me. It's one of my biggest triggers, one of the biggest things that makes me sick to my stomach on a daily basis when I'm just chilling out normal and I think about these people that exist. It grosses me out, and it's easy to say that and just walk along with it, but it quite literally makes me sick to my stomach that there are people out there who were somehow raised by their parents to believe that it is okay and normal and fine and funny to make fun of a warrior that went out there and gave it everything they got for 25 minutes. It's easy to make fun of the fact that Giga gassed pretty early. I'll admit it. He did. He gassed earlier than I expected. By round 2, he looked tired. By round 3, he looked exhausted. It was bad. But maybe it's just me. It's not in my nature. It's not in my DNA to see that and then to point and laugh and to think that that's funny and to think that's a comeuppance and that's justice. It's gross. It's disgusting. It's the problem that we have in our community. So many fake tough people who think they could do a fraction of what these fighters put on every single weekend. A fraction. These people train for weeks on end for their opponent. And when they expose themselves to the masses, they give their skills and expose their skill set to all of us for entertainment. And to see people point and laugh at such a catastrophic battle, it's something that should be celebrated. This fight should be much more celebrated than it is. But there's a lot of dumbasses out there who are pointing and laughing at Giga because he decided to talk shit and say that he should have gotten a title shot. I still, to this day, and to this moment, maintain that Dana White and the brass were wrong for giving TKZ the title shot officially before this fight happened. Because if in an alternate universe, Giga mopped the floor with Calvin Kattar, he would and should fight for the title. But instead, they decided to go with TKZ before the fight even happened, which befuddled me. I don't understand it. It's not their usual shtick. So, whatever to that. But to see these little roaches go out there and make fun of an absolute warrior who put not only their skills on the line, not only their reputation on the line, but their life on the line. Because, I mean, it's easy to forget as an MMA fan that these men and women, these warriors in general, are going out and putting their life on the line. You don't take those shots to the head like that and be normal. You're not normal the next day. You're not normal the month after. Those are devastating and dangerous shots that change people. That's an assault on the brain. It is losing brain cells. It is taking weeks, months, or even years off your life. And to have somebody laugh at that personally makes me disgusted. So I'll quit my bitching, I'll quit my preaching, and I'll just say, if you're the type of person that sees the fight that was Calvin Kattar versus Giga Chikadze, and you find it prudent to point and laugh at Giga based on his performance, because of his talking, because of his thing that he liked to do, we love it when Chael makes an outrageous statement and garners the attention of the audience. But when Giga does it and he loses, it's all of a sudden a bad thing, and it's something to be point and laughed at. That's not something I can ever relate to. And if you're the type of person that does that, please do me a favor and reevaluate yourself. There's things I wish you would do. They include jumping off a bridge, but I'm an optimist. I believe that people can change, and I certainly hope that if you have that mental idea, if you have that worldview, that you please change your worldview. Please open your perspective up. Check the perspective, what it would be, because if you do, you will come to a very different conclusion of the fight than what a lot of people did. Be a good person, be humble, be understanding, and understand that Giga was just doing what he could, and he did what he can, and it's not something to be reviled or mocked for. It's something to be applauded for, because that was a great fight. Both of those guys gave it all they could, and at the end of the day, Giga survived it, just like Calvin survived Max Holloway. It's something to be applauded, it's something to be commended, and it is most certainly not something to be made fun of.